I got much to say. We know what this one's about, right? Yeah. We know what this one's for. It's what you work for in the off-season. During the season, you work for this one right here. All I know, we're going to play together, man. We play together, all of us, 60 minutes. This game is all about who can play harder for longer.
What is going on, NBL Network, building the franchise Detroit Lions? Yes, I'm a little bit under the weather. I understand this is the last episode, episode number 28. We're going to be closing out the show tonight, and I'll explain why later and what we're doing as far as the NBL, but we got a lot of positive and great things going, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this 5 seasons, 28 episode series. I think we accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish, but I'll get into that a little bit later. As most of you know, I did go to WrestleMania this year, kind of a big deal for me and my family, and I just wanted to share a couple videos. Let's get them on the screen real quick. I had a great time. I know a lot of you guys don't really watch wrestling, or maybe some of you do, but it was a good time, man. Great production value. That's one thing I can say, Hop, is if you look at these clips, you'll see like the production value that WWE puts on for WrestleMania is pretty much insane. I mean, if you ever go to a concert and you see pyro and stuff, and it's really good looking, WWE does that about 100 times more throughout one WrestleMania. It's pretty crazy. Definitely worth the money, and we had a great time, and I brought back a couple gifts and prizes. I brought back a Shane McMahon jersey, which was about 80 bucks. I also have a Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels vintage WrestleMania, along with the other gift pack we're going to give away. I think it's like 7 or 8 shirts. Right now, we're going to look at the new NBL shirts. Is that what we're looking at, the gold ones? All right, let's get the gold ones on the screen right now. They're going to be available for $25. That's going to include shipping as well, and it's going to be essentially available on 365.maddenbomberleague.com when I get that webpage up, and I get a couple more graphics from Chino to get it set up. What you'll basically do is go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You'll put your size and what you want, and then you'll leave your email, and he will respond back to you, you know, when the order's ready to be processed, and he'll tell you where to ship the PayPal money to. You'll actually be sending it to him, so it won't go through the NBL and then to him. It'll actually go directly to him, which is better for you if you're interested in purchasing one of these shirts, because, Hop, you can go on the back of one of your shirt and put NBL Season 30 Super Bowl Champion. So, and that will be at no extra cost to it. And that'll be at no extra cost to y'all. So you can get some text on there, and it won't cost you anything extra for $25, and it will include shipping. So an opportunity to kind of customize your order how you see fit, but the ordering and all that will be on 365.maddenbomberleague.com. We'll let some people get in here right now. So some really, really cool shirts right now. I absolutely love them. Let me know what you guys think about the gold and black. On the front, it says the gold standard of the franchise mode, and I don't think anything's more fitting than that. Pat myself on the back. I actually came up with that slogan when I saw the gold. I said we got to go gold standard, and that's what we're rolling with right now. So excited. Yes, guys, I'm a little under the weather right now, and I'm a little sick, but we're gonna push through this. What do we have next up on here? We're gonna go season 30 recap. Let's get on the mixer right now. We're just gonna touch these playoff games really quickly. As you know, we released Matt Stafford less than 48 hours ago. His playoff wasn't the best. Are we on mixer yet?
We are. Matt Stafford gone in Detroit. I don't know. This sounds like a Golden Tate thing. He might be back. He hasn't been signed yet, correct?
No, we definitely got a bid on him right now. He might come back and play a backup role. He's the only one on there, but we got Aaron Rodgers right now to start, and for some reason, it's showing Aaron Rodgers in the box score. So these box scores are all messed up, Hop.
Yeah, the box scores are not correct. Yeah,
Stafford didn't have a great game versus Saints. I'll tell you, man, it just wasn't the greatest playoff. I think the best 2 quarters he played are probably the final 2 quarters against the Vikings in the conference championship, which we lost 27-20. I think he kind of found his way a little bit in that game, but those first 6 quarters of the playoffs, everything was just a little off for Matt Stafford. He's aging now. He went down to 90 throw power, and with his accuracies being, bottom middle of the pack at this point, He's my favorite player in real life, but it was time to have to make a move and get rid of Matt Stafford as we lost 27-20 in the conference round. What do we have next? So we went into this offseason.
Wait. Before you go on into all the offseason stuff, tell them about the end of the show. Tell them about the raffle bomb.
Okay, so we got a raffle right now. Is that what people are asking about?
No, they haven't asked about it yet, but
okay,
I don't know if the people other than Draco and Lenny and...
Okay. So Lenny, Draco, and who was the other one? Playa. They each already have 5 raffle tickets. We're doing a raffle for that gift pack that I talked about earlier. If you probably saw it on the tweet. It's about 7 t-shirts. We got the pictures of the shirts.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, let's pull up the picture of the shirts, what you're going to win. It's like 7 shirts, and the sizes just all over the board. It's everything pretty much that I had, guys. I'm giving it away. A little excess of merchandise, and we got a hoodie, a couple NBL t-shirts, a League Crawler extra large shirt, I believe. We got some WrestleMania stuff. So a lot of cool stuff in that package, and if you're here right now, you're going to get a raffle ticket into the drawing that we're going to do at the end. Hop's actually going to do it. So it's going to be pretty cool to see somebody go away with that for watching the show and supporting building the franchise Detroit Lions. And we got it on the screen, the picture. We don't have it up right now, but you've probably seen it on Twitter, and that's the giveaway. Hop's going to try to pull it up right now. Little technical difficulties. Well, let's move along. I mean, basically, guys, if you're here right now, all you have to put in the chat right now when you're here is hashtag raffle. And Hop and myself will try to make sure we get you marked in to let us know that you're here. So hashtag raffle, not just raffle. We need to see hashtag raffle. Let me know that you're listening and following along here. Sean Morin in the chat right now saying Stafford era is over and replaced with A-Rod. Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, if it's wow to you, it's wow to me. I absolutely huge fan of Matt Stafford, but a strong arm quarterback who loses his arm. You know, it's tough to stay with him, but hey, man, he might find his way on the field. Maybe Rodgers goes down and he gets back out there. I mean, anything can happen. The Dynasty in the chat right now. Appreciate the support. This is the last show. I'll be explaining why this is the last show and why we decided to cut building the franchise of Detroit Lions off right now. But that doesn't mean it's over for building the franchise, obviously. And I'll explain all that later, but let's get through the show real quick. Hop, make sure we're getting those raffle guys set up. Let's move on to Le'Veon Bell. We just signed him to a pretty nice contract. It's a 3-year deal, and we gave him a lot of guaranteed money. And we just hope Le'Veon can come in here and be healthy. I mean, he's played about 7 to 9 games a season. Not very high, Hop. He's got that Dalvin Cook syndrome. He just seems to get hurt. But we hope that this turns into a big signing. He's got a 3-year deal worth about a little over $50 million. $38 million of it is bonus, which means that we're paying out of pocket, giving him that upfront cash bonus. His season 30 stats were 140 rushing attempts, 713 yards, 8 touchdowns. A lot of his attempts, you've noticed, are between about 115 and 135. That's how his season goes. He has yet to hit the 200 rushing attempts, mainly because injury, but I also think a side note to that is he plays for a very similar style offense in Pittsburgh that's very pass heavy. So I feel like his ability in the passing game also is probably being overlooked at this point. He has 80 route running on the season in Madden. His hands are very good. So he's a dual threat halfback, and I like his big play ability. Really excited about him. We also did bring in Aaron Rodgers. Let's get his contract on the screen right now. Aaron Rodgers, we signed him to a 1-year deal. What's that? We got him on a 1-year deal worth $25 million, 10.5 bonus. Aaron Rodgers, 39 years old. He's got 87 throw power. But his attributes, we can actually pull them up on my mixer if you want to push up the attributes.
Go ahead, it's up.
Aaron Rodgers is pretty much a quarterback that still has the accuracy, premium accuracy. They have him as the number 2 overall quarterback in what Madden ranks it as, which is going based solely off of overall. And his attributes are just, his lowest attribute is Stafford's highest attribute, to put it in perspective. What Stafford does, short accuracy, is what Aaron Rodgers does in the deep ball. And I think that's very important to kind of understand why we decided to go after Aaron Rodgers and put some money there.
So, I mean, his stats are great, but he is getting older. You know, his throw power is down. I don't think you've ever, since I've been in NBL, I don't think you've ever dealt with a throw power that low before.
Well, I won a Super Bowl with 90. So
90.
87 to 90, I wouldn't imagine being some drastic drop-off. But the difference between 87 and 90 also comes with a difference in plus 10 in accuracies. And if you watch my games in the playoffs, a lot of Stafford, some of his throws, if I can just cut those in half, you know, some of the errant throws, I'd be happy with Aaron Rodgers. And maybe the ball hangs in the air a little bit, but I just don't recall many where I'm zipping it in there and going, oh, luckily his arm. I mean, not since he's been 92. It really hasn't been. No, that's average. What would average throw power be in our league right now? What, 91, 92?
91, 92.
Okay,
Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, Stafford's already on the bottom end of that, a declining guy that really hasn't been able to improve. And I like what we got here. Big fan of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL, arguably the best. I think Tom Brady's the best, but I think Aaron Rodgers is the best. Like, he's just phenomenal. His stats are insane. In the NFL, he's like 40-8, 40-6. 40-plus touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I mean, he's crazy. So, you know, I'm excited to play with him, man. I've never played with a quarterback with his ability before. I mean, this is a totally different tier of quarterbacks. And we'll see what happens with that 87 throw power. We do have a bid on Matt Stafford to play backup because the initial plan was to see if one of those quarterbacks were going to fall to us. And as the math panned out, as it always does, it likely won't. And so we got to make a jump. We got to make sure we have a backup quarterback. And who's better than Matt Stafford for us as a backup? I think we can definitely rely on him, and that's definitely something I'm going to be putting my money into. And we're going to check out Aaron Rodgers' attributes real quick on the screen.
You know, we're seeing Aaron Rodgers' attributes. He's a great quarterback. I think I'm more interested to see how Le'Veon Bell fits in. You talked about, you know, the Steelers' offense. It really mimics yours to a certain extent. He is good out of the backfield, but he's kind of the running back you've been looking for all cycle. You know, you had Marshawn Lynch, a bruiser. You had Alberry, a bruiser. But none of them had speed to go with it. Now, this guy has the whole package.
Yeah, I think he's a 3-down back. I think you're right. I think you're making a good point here. You're getting to the point that I always wanted a 3-down back. That's why I drafted Corey Cox. I thought he had the size and the speed to kind of give you that one cut kind of feel. But you know, it just didn't work out. He fumbles too much. But I think Le'Veon Bell exactly might be a 3-down back. I originally started with Theo Riddick. Then I moved on. I think I had LeGarrette Blount, Keith Marshall. I mean, these guys are just
Blunt, yep.
kind of plug and play. And Blount had a great year for me. He probably had the most yards, I would think, off the top of my head. I know he had a lot of touchdowns, close to 20.
I think Keith Marshall had the most yards for you this year, like 800.
Okay, then Blount was probably like 6 something. And he was splitting. Yeah, everybody split carries except for Marshall was probably main. That one year that he got 800, he was probably more of a 80-20 rather than like a 60-40.
Still think he split some with Alberry.
Yeah, and Alberry had a big season, and that guy was essentially just a one season play. I mean, he's a good goal line back, but definitely not someone that I could really. My blocks don't hold long enough for 83 speed, you know, big truck to come through. But on the goal line, he made some pretty special plays for us that season.
The 2-time champion.
And here we go. What else we got on the list?
You talk about the draft coming up. So you talked about you wanted a free agency to fall to you. Bleacher Report made a graphic that came out today. You can go ahead. It's on the screen now. Talk about that in the positions. That
okay. Bleacher Report. I don't think. Who's a 2-time champion?
Alberry.
I don't think I won with Alberry.
I thought he was on the team with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't know, but if he did, he actually played. I don't think he even played him.
No, I didn't play him. He just had the bench, but he's got a ring.
Robert Ory.
Hey.
Fine. Well, actually, I don't want to get into that. Ory actually did do some stuff on the Rockets and the Spurs. All right, moving forward, let's talk about what are we at?
The draft.
We're talking
the
draft
room. What your team needs going into season 31.
Okay, so building the franchise, Detroit Lions. Here we go. Looking at this draft needs. This is coming from the Bleacher Report. They actually say we're looking for linebacker, offensive line, safety, tight end, defensive tackle, cornerback. Actually, pretty right. Whoever did this in Bleacher Report is pretty much spot on. I am looking linebacker. I will take offensive line, but I can kind of put it in order for y'all where I'm going. For those looking to follow the Detroit Lions as we continue to progress, as our team continues to progress throughout this year. We have 2 seasons left in the NBL. That means 1 more draft. So this is a very important draft because you actually will be able to develop some of these players. They could become big-time players in the next season, even this season. I mean, my first season with Harvey Beckham, we won a championship mainly because of Harvey Beckham. You know, this is a guy that just, you can draft players and they can come out and play well for you. So, I mean, I think this is one of the most crucial drafts if you're trying to win a championship in the next 2 seasons. Yes, linebacker, outside linebacker is big. We lost KGH. I think he signed with the Raiders. Any confirmation on that in the chat?
Yeah, he signed with the Raiders.
I like him, man. He's got 90 pursuit, 89 speed, 91 excel. I mean, the only problem is he's 220 pounds. He's a little light in the tail, and if he gets hit on the block, he pretty much dies on it. He doesn't get off the block very well. So the key is to keep him in space and allow him to have good pursuit angles and not get blocked, because that's when the issues are going to rise. But linebacker, offensive line's good. Tight end, not worried about. We're still stuck with that Kelsey contract for 1 more year. Safety, I plan on starting the ones I had backing up, Callaway and Morin, who I'm happy got big contracts. I think Ray Morin signed with the Tennessee Titans. He's already messaged me and said, who is this owner? What's his deal? Everything's weird over here. Yeah.
One of them signed with Kyle, I thought, or the Seahawks.
Oh, did he?
One of them, maybe not Morin, maybe Callaway. One of them signed with the Seahawks.
Callaway's the better coverage one. Morin is he's got some good hit power, and he can cover. I mean, both of them turn into good players. I mean, I used to call Morin, if you remember, Moron, but he actually developed into a good safety. I just don't pay safeties unless they're exceptional, and the same thing played out there. I think he was a 6th or 7th round pick, and the other one was a 3rd round pick. But I'm also really looking at let's see on the position here. Defensive tackle.
Didn't you
That's
lose
what I need.
Hyder this year?
Well, Hyder never played, but I did cut Michael Pierce at defensive tackle. I'm going to need that. My DNs are pretty set. I got 4 ones that I really trust. I'm pretty solid with. They're young. I probably paid, I'll pay one of them.
The Lions had kind of switched to like a hybrid 3-4. I knew I see a 3-4 a lot this year, more than normal at least, so we're letting Slade run the number.
Yeah, that's because Pierce or Slade was hurt at all times, so
okay.
The 4-3 kind of, you know, it just depends. It depends on who I'm playing and if I'm trying to pass cover or not. So linebackers are very important for us. So definitely that's something that we're looking at as the number 1 first round pick. We're probably gonna go with that outside linebacker of some sort. And offensive line, wouldn't mind taking another one. Even though we know we moved on from Rick Wagner and TJ Lane, we got some nice backups right now.
Oh yeah, what about, we looked at them on BTF like 4 or 5 episodes ago, and now they're like starting. Brayton, Swoops, they've actually developed into nice players.
Yeah, I can pull them up on the mixer right now, show us what the grades we have on the current offensive line. Much different than when we started this journey, building the franchise Detroit Lions. As you see right now, we got. All right, so yeah, I'm just getting a couple things from my producer right now. That's the offensive line we got right now. Let's just check them out for just a second. We got 2 A grades, 2 B grades, and another A. And a lot of those guys aren't familiar, but you do know Taylor Decker. We still have Greg Robinson as a nice complimentary backup in case one of these guys go down. I'm very comfortable with what Greg Robinson could do. But Houston Brayton and Taylor Decker on that left side, I mean, that's going to be a common place where you're going to see Le'Veon Bell try to run, and if he can't run over there, then I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Houston Brayton 90 overall, Swoop 89 overall. I remember when they were like 75s with no awareness.
Yeah, I remember Brayton. Brayton was actually a topic of discussion, what, Hop, a season and a half ago. Should he start over Greg Robinson in the playoffs?
I think so.
It didn't end up happening. I stayed with Greg Robinson, but Brayton, you know, he's turned into a good player, and he's 89 strength. I'll pull his player card up right now. All right, we're going to be getting the names put in for the raffle right now. Guys, make sure you put hashtag raffle in the chat right now. And Todd's in the chat saying, I still can't imagine Bomber running the ball with Bell. Well, maybe it's just a facade. Maybe I won't. Maybe he'll just be in the passing game. We'll go to that Kyle, Matt Miller, the flat killer offense. Fling it out to our halfback. Houston Brayton right there. You see 89 strength, 93 pass run block, but it's really 90. And then it's 90 pass block. Get rid of the pluses, 81 impact. He's a good player, man. Solid player for me. A solid draft. I think we got him in the 3rd round a couple seasons ago. I think about three seasons ago, yeah. So he's definitely somebody we like. We're getting a lot of hashtag raffles in the chat. John Adelphia, Eagles, Fella Blitz, JY Movie Guy. Let's get all those guys in there. You need me to read off some more names, Gub. Playa. Put Playa for 6. All the guys that came in here with 5 because they responded to the previous video, they're getting 5 raffle tickets added in. That's Playa.
Let's see. I got Timbo, Playa, Gub, DML, Unisolated, Sunny, Sean Morin, DB, Todd, Fila, who else? Jonathan.
All right, who else we got? So we're ready to do the raffle now. Is that where we're at? All right, let's roll the raffle. We got the names of the people in here, and you have to be in here to win, unless you're on the list of Lenny, Playa, or Draco, because they did do the the previous answers on the question. Yeah, so Playa's going to get 6, and then if Draco was here, he would get 6 as well, but I don't see him in here. Timbo's going to get a raffle ticket. Sonny's get a raffle ticket. All right, let's do it. This is going to be all of them. It's all one bundle. You win everything. So here it goes. We're going to roll it once, and you got to be here unless you're one of the 3 that put in the answer on the previous video. The winner's Playa. Congratulations, Playa. You have won the gift pack. You absolutely deserve it. The Draft Guru for constantly following, building the franchise, Detroit Lions. Really appreciate you showing out tonight. Cool stuff, man. All right, what do we got next? Playa's going to win that. Just send me your address and stuff, Playa. I'll get it shipped out to you this week. Probably tomorrow. You're going to get a hoodie, a couple t-shirts, a League Crawler t-shirt. You're going to get a couple wrestling t-shirts, a jersey. And I want to see pictures with your old behind wearing all of them when they come. I want to see you in the Shane O'Mac jersey. You can actually wear them all at once and just take a picture of it. That'd be cool with me. No, I appreciate you always showing up to the stream and always looking out for everything. So where are we at now? Raffle time. So now we're going to
reflect on BTF.
All right, let's reflect a little bit on BTF.
Just tell us, like,
with Matt Stafford.
Talk first before we go to Matt Stafford. Talk about like going into this cycle. Going into BTF.
The reason, let me explain. People are asking why is the show ending. The show is ending because basically I went into this thing and I said, let me see if I can try to like make it as I'm trying to. I've won 5 championships. It's a new Madden, a new cycle. Let's try to win that 6th. And let's build a team. Let me show it all in. Let me see if this building the franchise is something that I can do and kind of bring others and show other people, hey man, this can be done in a very fun and interesting way. And I feel like we have got to that point. I mean, I feel like we have expanded this show and grown this show to a point where the quality hasn't dropped even though we're going live. It's been more back and forth. And I think it's been a good run. I mean, 28 episodes in 5 seasons. We've done a great job being consistent on this show. I've won the championship. I've drafted and developed some great players over the last 5 seasons. I don't know how many will make it into my Detroit Lions Ring of Honor, though.
I think one.
I think I'm just going to go with the wide receiver.
Maybe
I think Harvey Beckham. I think I'm just going to go Harvey Beckham. I mean, he's the only one that really, absolutely.
You gotta wait. You gotta
it.
wait for these last 2 seasons though, because you gotta see how Cupper's gonna be. I really like Cupper and what he's done since Gronk and has been out.
I'm not too big on Cupper right now. I mean, I like him, but he's just not.
But Harvey Beckham's a lock-in.
He's
probably gonna.
Makes so many big plays.
He's gonna win rookie or what do you say? NBL #1 this year at the end of the cycle.
Yeah, that's done by Kyle, the top 25. So that'll be interesting to see where he goes. Yeah, so we went in there and just said, hey, can we get some views? Can we go live? Can we increase the production quality? Can I create something that would be fun for other people to watch? Being the commissioner, I have my hands in a lot of pots, guys. I'm doing a lot of different things. This requires a lot of time and a lot of thought. And if you guys really do know me and you've known me since I've started NBL, I might talk a lot of trash about my team, but I really am not about just making every topic centric about my team. So this was kind of a weird kind of dynamic when I come in here and I have to talk solely about my team, about the direction of my team, but I wanted to do it as a fun, creative project to see if we can make this building the franchise something. This is our 2nd cycle doing building the franchise. Now, here's what I'm going to say to y'all. If you guys have enjoyed this show and you really think that it was something that was fun and creative, I want you to try to step up. We want to do 2 more BTFs next Madden, and I'm putting my name in the hat for Hop to do it. I really would like Bananas to do it too if he makes his way back, just because I think those 2 guys would be really good doing this building the franchise. We'd even do more than 2. It's a consistent, it takes time, but it's a way to contribute. And I think somebody who's not doing as much now is looking for a niche. How can I contribute to the NBL? How can I be higher on the team selection list? Why should I be taking the spot up for somebody else? Here's your opportunity. Building the franchise. The format has been laid out. You know, if Hop decides to pass on it, you know you got Hop as a producer potentially, and he knows what needs to be done to make this show interesting and fun and an easy watch for everybody else. And I think that's what I wanted to accomplish. So I look back 5 seasons in and I thought, you know, it's at the point we got 2 seasons left and so many positive things happening in the NBL right now. If you guys are in the league, you know the growth that we have. EA is now hosting a lot of our NBL live games. So my focus as a commissioner is kind of elsewhere. And this is a project that I absolutely enjoy doing. And I'm glad you guys, you know, jumped on board and started watching it and participating in it. But honestly, this is something that somebody in the middle end of the team selections to say, hey man, this is something I want to do. Because I would love to sit back and watch a show that's produced at this high quality of a level and as entertaining as I believe this show is. I think it would be interesting to see somebody do it that needs to step up, and that's what I'm challenging all you guys in NBL. I'm throwing my name, I'm throwing a name out there. It's going to be Hop. That's who I'm co-signing for to do it, and I think he could do it consistently, and I think that would be a great project for him next cycle. If he gets his Dallas Cowboys, it'll be even better. You know, I think that fits him, and I think he knows what's expected of it. And being that he helped produce this with me, I think he will be able to take it further and further to new heights. And that's what I wanted to do with the Building a Franchise series, and I think we've accomplished that.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you co-signing me first off, but there was just so much outside work that goes into this. Not me, but like Kyle with the overlay, JY with all the graphics. Like, it was a collection of people that made this such a high quality product that it really set the bar for anybody that wants to do BTF. And I've enjoyed being a part of the process of this. And I do want to do BTF, and if I do get the Cowboys, and that is something I want, but if not, then I'm 100% down to, like you said, produce for someone to help.
And that might be the better direction, because there might be someone that would be good as I am talking, and they might be good at that, and they might need someone to help produce. I mean, we just have to see how it all plays out. I think you would be great at it, but there are other people, if they want to step up and do this and really think that they can put on a show, I think the live direction is the way to go, 100%. Because it's just easier to produce it, but also it gives you that back and forth with your players. I would like to see some live games on here next year. I would like to see Building the Franchise, watch me play this guy, and then I'm going to talk about the game afterwards. That was one thing.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, that was one thing I think that we kind of missed here, and because of the way it's all set up with me playing, it would have been a little difficult because you're producing it. You know, so that's why I think 2 birds with 1 stone. You'd be able to do all that and then play the game and talk about the game as you play it, and then at the end kind of recap what do you think we should do, you know, and then it turns into not just watching previous clips, you're actually watching the live game as it goes. So there's a bunch of opportunities we can do here with Building the Franchise, but I think it was a successful 28 episode series, and I just wanted to just kind of, you know, dip my toes in this and do this for this cycle since we didn't have anybody else that was going to do it, and I wanted to make sure we had 2 teams. I think Unisolated's done a good job. But I think we've pushed it further with this show, and I hope we continue to push the limits further. That's pretty much it, man. I think it's good to wrap up the show here.
All right, you don't want to go into the recap of your stats throughout the 28 episodes?
All right, let's do the recap of the stats. I mean, I asked JY to do all this stuff. I would feel bad if we left it out.
All right, let's talk about Stafford right away.
All right, well, let me pull up I got to see the graphic real quick.
You want me to read it to you? You got it.
Go ahead. What does it say?
So career stats, Matthew Stafford, 1,214 for 1,706 completions to attempts. He's thrown for 20,581 yards or 11.69 miles in the NBL. 142 touchdowns, 78 picks. And you know,
142 touchdowns, 78 picks. That's pretty good.
That's even like a little inflated though, because you know the first 2 seasons we had those crazy zones. So if you give us the zones now and put him there, he's probably closer to 180, 40.
Well, I mean, either way, I still think 140, 78, not bad. And he did have a year where he was 16 touchdowns, like 24 picks, I think, the first season. So it always takes me a while to get going with the new Madden. You always got to figure out how it's going to play and how it played to the previous one. And I think Matt played good. The only thing I would say to this game is he was 29 years old when we came in. That's the worst age for a quarterback because it's very, very hard to progress or even just slowly improve a quarterback of that age. You know, it's just not. So he pretty much is a finished product when I got him. So there wasn't much. All right, what do we have next? Who's the next?
The run game. Talk about your running backs, Theo Riddick.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually interested in this one. Let's put it up. So throughout this cycle, what have we done running the ball? A lot of people say Bomber doesn't run the ball. Bomber doesn't run the ball. I see in here we got Theo Riddick, Keith Marshall, LeGarrette Blount, PJ Albury, and Tajuan Wilson. And they say Bomber doesn't run the ball. I want to know how good you guys think these players are. I mean, I mean, to get 847 yards from Keith Marshall, you know that's all outside stuff.
Yeah, but this also doesn't show that, like, LeGarrette Blount, 510 yards. He split carries that whole year, so you probably ran for 1,000, 1,200 yards.
Oh yeah, I've hit 1,000 a couple times, but 1,000 is about a little bit below
PJ
average.
Albury was 1,000 year too, I'm pretty sure.
And I think touchdowns are more important. A lot of goal line stuff. I actually do get a lot of touchdowns, like 20+ touchdowns usually in good years. I don't know if I got it last year. I might have been a little bit short on 20 touchdowns, but I have been getting 20 touchdowns for the most part each season. But it's pretty cool to look back. Theo Riddick was, man, I remember that year I fumbled so much. NBL season 26.
Him and
Theo Riddick, Amir Abdullah. All I want to do is get rid of those guys because they just can't hang on to the ball. But they got LeGarrette Blount in real life now, so I'll have him next Madden cycle. And Tawan Wilson has been somewhat decent. I thought that would be Corey Cox, but he fumbles so much, and I just could not put up with fumbling. I believe the first carry, here's a fun fact, Corey Cox is not mentioned on there, but he was my second-round draft pick that I selected at halfback position, I believe NBL season 28 rookie draft. He played versus Playa in the preseason. His first carry, he fumbles, Playa picked it up and scored. And then he never really saw a starting position next. All right, what do we have next on the
wide receivers? This is the good one.
All right, wide receivers. Let's take a look.
Receivers. So ones that have been drafted, created players on Madden.
All right, rookie wide receivers, and I think Kendrick Montgomery, you see 142 receptions, 2,458 yards, 11 touchdowns. That would probably be a guy that I would probably consider if he had a great season this year and a great season the next year. You say, hey man, he might be in the Ring of Honor, but he's not going to be on our team. NBL season 32. I'm not going to sign him. I think Tank Beekman is the guy. I think Tank Beekman is the electric player that Montgomery, while he has the speed, the north and south speed, I think Tank Beekman showed out as a rookie. He had a big game against the Minnesota Vikings, caught nearly everything, and we're going to find out if that's an anomaly.
Yeah, he won the game for us.
He was catching passes and taking hits and holding on to it, and he's a first-round pick that I drafted, and I said, oh, well, I know what I got here. You know, I got a guy that can get down the field. That's about it. But he actually played out of his attributes, which I can 100% appreciate. And Harvey Beckham there, 236 receptions, 4,817 yards, 36 touchdowns. If he doesn't get hurt, you know, this guy's deadly.
Montgomery is good, but I don't think he's Ring of Honor good.
No,
he does not compare to what is it, DeGear and what was the other guy?
Who's that?
Last year, DeGear and
Ridgeway.
Ridgeway, yeah, he's not them. Those.
No, he's the first. All my wide receivers that I draft are getting filtered through the rest of the league, and that makes it tough to draft wide receivers because it's a fun position to draft, and a lot of people like say, "Oh, look at that big guy with the speed. I'm gonna take him. He's got size and speed." You know, by the time he gets to me, it's either the guy with size that's slow, or the guy that's small and can move. Well, I mean, that's when it comes into what are you looking for here? And I've tried to draft some bigger guys. I actually wanted to take that guy. Here's a good story for you. I was playing the New Orleans Saints in the playoffs. He just returned a punt return for a touchdown. It was 20-17 at the time, I believe. And it was 20-10, and there was like 3 minutes left. He returns a punt for a touchdown, kicks it off to me, 3 and outs me. I punt it back to him. He gets the ball back. It's 20-17. He throws a one-on-one jump ball. It's Richard Sherman versus, who's the wide receiver that he has that I wanted? Grant. What's his name, though?
I thought that was his last name.
I always say Doman, but it's
oh yeah, that's his lineman.
No, that's a lineman for the Jaguars, and I don't know why I always say that.
I thought his last name was Grant.
Well, whatever his name is, I was going to draft him, and he's not very fast. He's a big receiver. He'd be a nice, perfect complement.
Grant Cannon.
He'd be a perfect complement to Harvey Beckham. But a couple picks before me, he takes him, and it's one-on-one with him, and the ball's in the air, and I'm going, isn't this going to be ironic when this clown beats me with this receiver that I wanted? And he caught it and did that animation where, like, he catches it and it looks like he's just going to, like, run the dude over and stay on his feet, you know what I mean? And go to the house. But, like, Sherman's, like, falling, and then Sherman pops the ball up at the last second, and then it does the, like, tip where the ball goes 20 feet in the air. Safety came from out of the screen to in the screen.
And that's how you won?
Sealed the game.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. That ended the game?
That ended the game. I don't say that's how I won. I mean,
I didn't get to watch that game.
Yeah, it was a jump ball to that guy, which is a guy that I thought, man, that'd be nice if he drops. And I know why he was going to drop, because he was big, but he was insanely slow. So, but it would work okay next to surrounded by guys that can go, because then it's not going to be so much where his over-the-top threat would be on his size and less about his speed, because I wouldn't need him in that aspect, but it didn't happen.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
was
what do we
worried
have
about
next?
you getting Montgomery this year, the slower run from
Yeah, I think he chose to go play for what, the Buffalo Bills, or
no, I think DB and the Broncos.
oh, the Broncos ended up getting him.
What was his career? All right, Gianni Slade.
Johnny Slade was the first pick that I made in the first round. This Madden cycle, guys, that was the one that Playa and Lenny and Draco commented on. We drafted a monster. He was a monster in the middle. He doesn't really have monstrous stats, but I think Gianni Slade played all right, and he makes some big plays, man. I mean, he really is just the epitome of a 330-pound monster that if he gets going and he's having a good game, he can disrupt a lot of things that probably won't show up on the stat sheet. But I absolutely love Gianni Slade, man, and it was a pleasure playing with him these years. I mean, he spent a lot of the years hurt, too. I think defensive tackle, especially nose tackle guys, get injured at almost like the same rate as halfbacks. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but Michael Pierce and Gianni Slade just like rotated being hurt. They were hardly ever healthy together.
Yeah, you've not had the luck drafting people that stay healthy. Yeah, that's been one of the,
hey, man, we're all dealing with injuries this Madden, so, I mean...
Last topic,
part of the
Darius Slay.
And Slay almost actually got cut this year. I almost thought about cutting him, but his cap penalty would have been just put me over a little bit. I'm already at 13 million cap penalty right now. Darius Slay played great for us. 5 quarterback sacks, 6 touchdowns, 6 forced fumbles, 22 interceptions in 5 seasons. So I think Slay played great for us. The deflections aren't on there, but he had some great deflections. I absolutely love Slay. And then you know, he made my life the most miserable was when we were doing that challenge, and he just would not allow anybody, like he would not allow that 98 speed guy to get over the top of him. You know, and that actually kind of ruined me in real life. I mean, in our season, because there were multiple games. Dude, he got beat at least 3 or 4. He got beat versus you. I don't know if your dude was on a wheel route.
Stick and nod.
Yeah, it was. The play you took from me. Yeah,
exactly. You beat me on it like 3 times.
But that's not okay. I expect him to get beat on that, but no, somebody beat him on a straight streak. And I almost thought that he was invincible after we did that. I said, no one can beat this guy. So I'm pressed up, cover 1 single high in a man, and I'm thinking like, and dude, he just got like they throw it. It was like 5 or 6 yards, and I'm like, man, what was that practice about? He was just really
pressed up in the practice, was he?
Oh, he wasn't, right?
He wasn't. That's what it was.
I left the practice with a lot of confidence, thinking that. I just automatically, I was like, I'm gonna press up with this guy. No way he's gonna get beat. He wasn't pressed up, and that's why he was still using his hands though when you ran by him. So that might be it. Why they got the separation? Is that it?
That's it.
All right, building the franchise Detroit Lions is a wrap. Is there any questions in the chat? You guys, somebody asked me ask Bomber why he thinks Montgomery chose the Broncos over the 6-time Lions. I couldn't tell you, man. But I tell you what, wide receivers, they fear Harvey Beckham. He's gonna push them to the limit in practice, and they don't want to be pushed like that. They look and see 1,000 yards from Montgomery, 1,000, 1,500 from Harvey Beckham. They see Tank Beekman. The guy's first name is Tank, so you know he's gonna be a beast. Don't know where they're gonna fit in, man. Maybe he's a little insecure, and he wanted to go to a place he knew he was gonna fit in, and maybe that's why he chose the Denver Broncos. Big shout out to Z-Star, comes in at the last minute with BTF Lions GOAT. Appreciate that.
Act like he was here. My phone died.
Yeah, Broken Robots, what's up, man? He says, what's up with the quarterback situation now? Well, Stafford's got old, man. He's 34 years old. He's 90 throw power, and we decided to go with older man, Aaron Rodgers. See if he's got a little bit left in his tank. Because he's vindictive, man. He wants to get back at those Green Bay Packers for all the misery they put him through over these last 5 seasons. So we got some weapons here for him. Hopefully it works out well. If not, oh well. We're still rolling with Aaron Rodgers till the end. I mean, the best quarterback in the league, arguably in the NFL. We got to give him a try, man. And I want to drive that Cadillac Le'Veon Bell a couple times around the block. So, guys, I hope you have enjoyed building the franchise Detroit Lions. I want to give a special shout-out to Kyle Matt Miller, the Flat Killer, for the graphics, JY for the late graphics. Shout out to Hop behind the scenes pulling the strings. Without him, this production wouldn't be possible, and the quality in which it is wouldn't be possible. And that's pretty much it. Everybody was fired. Big shout out to October, who told me I should do this show. I really had a lot of fun, guys, and I hope you guys appreciated the entire run. 28 series. Go back and watch it if you missed any episodes. Always some good stuff. We evolved the show, and I hope next year you guys have it in your mind who wants to go and do this building the franchise. I know it's a big commitment, but if you're somewhere in the middle to the middle back, this is your way to earn your way up the team selection and get an opportunity to draft one of your favorite teams. So it's definitely worth it that way, and there is a lot of great feedback in the end. You're constantly looking at your team, and you're just improving yourself not only as a GM, but as someone that's just drafting and playing the game. So it's very fun that way. So for myself and Hop right now, I hope you guys enjoyed this entire season, and I'll see you on NBL Live and around here and there because I'm always around everything. And for that, I'm out, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your night.